When I met Phil, he was a lunatic classical composer, and he had a little place in Berkeley, a little apartment in Berkeley, and he had like a card table that had orchestra charts, orchestra scoring paper, these things with a million staves on them. He was writing this thing for 4 orchestras, you know, and no piano or anything, you know. He had perfect pitch. He just pulled the notes out of his head. He had an incredible musical education, the most knowledgeable guy I've ever known.
So almost the opposite.
Oh yeah, totally different, but incredible, super live wire. Phil was when I first met him. He was a real live wire. So we hit it off like sparks, you know, bam, bam, bam. And at the time, he was working at a radio station over there that was one of the Pacifica, you know, like educational TV on the radio is what it boils down to. And he was the engineer for a folk music show, and at the time that was during my folky period, you know. So he liked the music that I was playing, my little blues tunes and folk songs and stuff. So he engineered this hour-long program I did for that radio show, and you know, that was kind of our first musical connection, because we were worlds apart musically. That's when I first met him. That was like 3 or 4 years before the Grateful Dead formed. And then Phil and I knew each other socially. We were friends. We weren't musically involved with each other. But then I ran into him again when the Warlocks had started, and there was my old pal Phil. See, and now he was driving a truck for the post office, you know, and a hippie, you know, and he came down to see the band, the Warlocks, as they were at that time. He came down from San Francisco down the peninsula and said, "Oh man, this is amazing." I said, "Hey man, how would you like to play bass in the band?" You know, because I knew that with Phil, he had so much talent. And he knew everything there was to know about music, you know, so the structure of rock and roll was certainly no problem for him. And all I had to do was tell him how the bass was tuned, you know, and 2 weeks later he played his first gig, you know. And basically he's invented the instrument, you know, as he's gone along. I mean, he's a guy who's invented a way to play, and in fact he's got a 6-string instrument, which is his own invention, and it's completely unique, and his whole approach to it and everything is completely unique. He's an amazing guy.